everyone and welcome to my new video. So I know it may be weird for you to see like another video of myself like this week. Like I literally posted my pets video on Saturday, so it's like weird doing another one, but I didn't want to wait any longer to tell you about all of this. Like as you can see in the title, today's video is gonna be about my experiences in my masterclasses that I've had with Meghan and with Jonathan 𝗓𝘀𝗏𝗿. So first of all, I first found out about these classes because I have some friends who have told me about it, and I was like really excited when I found them out. Like I said, alright, I really need to do this, like immediately, you know? So with Meghan, I've only took one masterclass, but with Jonathan, I've only taken two masterclasses, and I think this week I'm taking another one. I mean, it depends on how everything goes. So yeah, I still need to see all of that. So I mean, I first heard about Meghan's masterclass that day when I did free Q&A with her and 𝗧𝘄𝗶𝘁𝗶𝗿 is also like, he was also in the masterclass with Meghan. Like they were like the two teachers. And I remember like I did the Q&A with them. I mean, I didn't ask any questions that day because we were like 100 people there, and they didn't choose me, so I couldn't ask anything. But I've also learned a lot in that Q&A, I remember. And then they said, oh, we're doing a masterclass on the 8th of May. And I was like, oh wow, that's incredible. So when the Q&A finished, I wanted to check that out, and I found out that it was like affordable, but at the same time it was not. If you wanted to sing, like you had the opportunity to sing for them, you had to pay $50. And if you wanted to just audit, it was $15, which was very affordable actually. And I was gonna buy it, like I was gonna pay for that one, but I couldn't do it that day because I had something came up and I wasn't home at the time when the Q&A was the masterclass, sorry, was going to be. And so I was like really depressed because I was like, oh right, I've lost my chance. So I was like, shit. They later announced that the masterclass was going to be on the 28th, but something came up for Meghan, like a family issue that happened to her, so they had to move the class. So yeah, it ended up being on the June 11th. So there's when I did the masterclass. So when I found out about that, I told my mom about it, and I was like, Mom, beautiful mother and lovely mother. So, you know what? New date added. And you promised me that next time I could get it, I could attend, we could pay for that. So, what do you say? And she was like, alright, get your card and sign up for that thing. Yeah, I don't have any chances. Like, I can't say no. That's my only option. And I was like, oh my god, yes, like, thank you so much. So I was supposed to pay like I told her, Mom, I have this money saved so I can pay for myself the class. Like, you pay with your card and I give you the money when you have to pay the card. And she was like, alright, yeah, let's do that because I have no money. And I was like, yeah, Mom, I get you. So I signed up for that, for the masterclass. And the only thing that was left, it was waiting for the date. So I waited, like I was so excited because Meghan is actually one, like she's one of my favorite Christians. First of all, I admire her so much. I really love her voice. I really love her acting, and I think she's wonderful. And she really inspires me like so much. I also like Jay. Jay plays Raoul in Phantom, just in case you don't know him. And he's also really wonderful, honestly. I mean, I don't know very much about him, but he's really nice. You know, he was like really really nice towards all of us and so lovely. Like both of them were, but I mean, it was a wonderful experience. So when the day came, I was like so nervous. It was like a very early hour. It was at 1 p.m. my time, if I'm not wrong. So I didn't have lunch that day because the rest of like before I had like these online classes that that I because of high school, because of Corona. So yeah, it was like a really busy day, but finishing like that part of the day like that, it was amazing. Like, oh my god. So when it was time, I I there is something funny that I need to tell you about it. I am an extremely anxious person, and as I said before, the class was at 1 p.m. my time, and they always recommend you to like enter the meeting at like not at like 15 or 10 minutes before. And I am so anxious that I entered like an hour before. And I thought it was gonna say, oh, wait for the host to start this meeting. But no. Like it said already connected, and I was like, oh, well, that's good, I guess. When I entered, like when it was all connected, I was the only one there. So us as spectators were able to join before anyone else could join, like whether Meghan and Jay or the host. And I was like, alright. So I started laughing because it was so funny. I was like the only one, and so I left the meeting and I entered like before 15 minutes before the 1 p.m. So it was like a 12:45 of that, and I was still the only one. And then later another person joined that I actually knew from another group, and we started like chatting there. But the host, for example, he joined like exactly at 1 p.m. Like it was like so funny because we were like the only ones there, like and of course the rest of the people joined, so it already started there. So we were 7 people in total. 3 people of those 7 sang for them. They're really good singers, honestly. They were really good. It was like really nice to hear them, and it was like really interactive because in these master classes, when the person sings, the teacher, the actor, in this case Meghan and Jay, they gave feedback to that singer, well, like the person who sings, yeah, let's say singer, yeah, to the singer. But like it's supposed to be like a personal feedback to that person, and that's it. But it was not. Like, I loved the fact that the feedback and the advice was not only for the person who sang, but like all of us who were there, not just singing but auditing too. You know what I mean? So, for example, when the second person sang, Megan was like, oh, that was like really good. I want you to do it again, but I think it was perfect. But just in case, do it again. But I want you to add this, this, and this. And then she was like, oh, but before doing that, everyone, I need to tell you something. This doesn't go just for this person, but for all of you. If you want to, I don't know, sing this song, you have to do this, this, and this, and be sure that you do this and then this. So it was like advice for everyone, and so did Jay. Jay was like more about the acting, and Megan was more about the voice, I think. Like Megan would give feedback to those people about their voices, and Jay would give them advice about their acting, like acting the song. You know what I mean? The class was an hour and 30 minutes long, if I'm not wrong. And we were 7, so only 3 people sang. That was like really fast. And as we had like 30 minutes left, Jay said, alright, if it's okay, we can do a little Q&A, as we are like really few people and only 3 people sang. and I was like, oh my god, yeah, definitely. And the host said, yeah, sure, go. And so a lot of people started asking him and Meghan, of course, questions. And I was like, all right, I want to ask a question, but I don't know if I should ask it because it's like um, a really silly question. Like, I always want to ask that to almost everyone. Don't ask me why, but I always want to. It's like something that I really need. I need like so many perspectives to that, like so many answers, different answers to that question. Even though most of uh, the actors that I have asked them about, I have asked a question to them. They all have answered like really similar things. They change sometimes, but um, the idea was like almost the same. So I was like, all right, I'm not sure if I want to or if I don't want to. And then I was like, oh, there are like 5 minutes left. So I said, all right, I will risk myself. I actually want to talk to Meghan, you know? Like we talk like most times on Instagram, which is like really fun. She's so lovely. And I was like, oh, I feel like I'm annoying her, but she's like, no, not at all. Don't worry, it's okay. And so I said, all right, I will just go for it. And I said, oh, hey, I have a question. If we still have time, I would like to ask a little question. And Jay was like I put that on the chat, and Jay kind of saw the chat, and he said, Lucia, you had a question. And I was like, all right, he's a Lucia. I should tell him that it's not pronounced like that and it's pronounced Lucia, but we don't have time. And I was like extremely nervous, by the way. So I said, all right, I just go for the question, and I'm not going to, correct, do that correction of my name. And I was like, yeah, I actually had a little question. And I asked them, what advice would, like, do they have for someone, like, for audition in general? And Megan was like, all right, but what kind of audition? Like, be more specific. And I was like, for example, for college, musical theater. And she was like, oh, okay. And she started like talking there. And before we started talking, Jay was like, all right, wait, I would love to answer this, but I'm gonna let Megan do it because I have to go right now. And he just literally left. And I was like, no, okay, if you didn't want to answer my question, you just had to say it and I could change it. Or just don't answer at all. And like he left, and so Megan stayed and answered my question, and she gave me a lot of advice actually, like really useful and helpful advice and words that I really needed to hear. It's like so weird and stupid saying that, but that's actually how I felt. um I'm gonna put like the video because I screen recorded all of that, and because I just needed to. I'm so sorry. So, like, I'm gonna post it at the end. So I don't know why my voice cannot be heard, but only Megan's voice. But that's actually the important thing: Megan's advice, voice, and what she's saying, and not my voice. So that's why I am telling you about the question. Like, what was the question that I asked? Because when you are going to watch the video, you're not gonna understand anything because my voice is like muted, and I don't even know why.
Yeah. Lucia, you also have a question?
I mean, that is a general. And is there, when you say audition, for what type of repertoire and like what kind, like what do you, like a school, a conservatory, a show, an opera? What? Be more specific for college and for opera or for music theater. Music theater. Well, some general
Meg,
things.
can I stop you for a second? You guys, I'm so sorry. I actually have to leave because I have a call at 1:30. Megan can answer your questions if she wants to stay for a bit, but I want to thank you so much
5 minutes,
for being
so I can.
here. This was really great work today. Thank you for all of our audience members and for all of our performers. I hope to see you again soon. Kisses, gotta go.
Love you,
Bye, Jay.
I love you guys. Love you. Bye.
Okay, so I have 5 minutes and then I do need to go too. So in general, so prepare, 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 prepare. The more prepared you are, the more confident you will go into any audition, whether it's for school or for a show. So eat it apart and be excited, like I said before, about your repertoire. Just because your teacher said, well, you need to do this song because it's good for your breath, good for technique. But if you're like, this song sucks, then like, it's going to show when you're up there, you know? So like that living it and something that you connect with and that you're passionate about. There are so many songs that no matter what the repertoire, you will find the perfect one, but you have to do your research and find the one that truly speaks to your soul and that also works with your voice, right? So it takes a second, but you'll find that right mix. Prepare, like I said. And then once I had a teacher, no, not a teacher, a director tell me, they're like, so my biggest advice when you go into auditions is obviously have fun, be yourself, but also you are in the show. You're not giving the audition, right? Like during that moment, let's say you did If I Loved You. You are Julie. You are in Carousel. You're not in an audition. You're actually living that moment in the show for that amount of time that you're actually singing that song. Okay, so that means before you start the song, you're not like, okay, I need to sing for these people. No, it's what just happened before this. It's all the things we discussed about. So it's a full acting, singing marriage. So then whether or not the auditors want you to or not, you are the role for that time, you know, because usually, let's face it, in an audition, people actually want you to succeed. They are looking for someone just like you are looking for the job or the school. So they want you to succeed, whether they're eating lunch and talking through it or not. They actually do. And you never know. They might be listening anyway. So like, basically like live in the moment, have fun, be yourself, unapologetically be yourself. There is only one you, right? And so someone out there is going to be like, Lucia, oh my gosh, this is what we've been looking for. So be you, prepare like you've never prepared before, and have a blast. Like just have a great time. Like that is the way you do it. And know that whether or not you get the audition, like you get a job from it, that's not the point. The point is you yourself have done the best that you can. And the right mix of the universe and chemistry and like whatever, it will happen when it's supposed to.
And as always, I took notes of the class, like here. Like, it was like really helpful advice. I mean, I also needed advice like for singing, because that's the part where I struggle the most. And I have never taken any singing lessons, but I would love to. In fact, I'm like so excited, so I'm telling everyone about it because I just really can't believe it. I am taking my first ever singing lesson with one of my favorite actresses ever and sopranos, and Christine's, on June 23rd. So I'm taking my first ever singing lesson with Anna O'Brien, and I'm like so damn excited, but at the same time I'm like really nervous because I don't know anything about music. But she said like she teaches like beginners, and I was like, oh wonderful, I hope that you're patient because I'm really it's really hard for me to learn and understand things. So that was my Meghan and Jake experience, like masterclass experience. So now I'm gonna tell you about Jonathan's masterclasses actually. As I said before, I've taken 2 classes with him. Both of them were free, luckily. Next class I will have to pay. It's not too much though. I mean, I have money for that. I mean, it's very affordable. So yeah, it's actually wonderful that I have money for it. So the same as Meghan and Jay, I found about those classes because of some friends. Like I was added to a group of Broadway like lovers, and like they told me that they were taking classes on a special website, and I was like, all right, that's wonderful. I'd check it out. And when I checked it, like last week was every class was free, so I signed up for every single class that I could. And well, it was just that week that it was free, and now you have to pay, so it's like really sad. But I mean, it's kind of affordable and it's worth it. You know, there are like really amazing classes, like really interesting ones. And yeah, that's how I found out about Jonathan's classes. So Jonathan's master classes are about acting through song classes, and my problem with those classes is that it's at 2 a.m. my time. But I mean, it's totally worth it. Like, he's so amazing. Like, he's a really amazing teacher, honestly, and I think he's an amazing actor and singer too. So I'm like really happy that I have taken classes with him. And last class, I got to talk to him. He also pronounced my name Lucia and not Lucia, but I mean, it doesn't matter. I'm getting used to it, honestly. I'm getting used to it. I'm gonna start telling people to call me Lucia and not Lucia. Like at school, I'm gonna tell my teachers, nope, it's not Lucia, it's Lucia. I'm Italian, bitch. The first class, it was like really wonderful. Like, I was so nervous, even though I knew I wasn't going to talk at all. But I also find them like really interactive, and he's really, really nice. So, in those classes, the number of people like that can sign up for those classes is unlimited, and 4 people are selected to perform. If you want to perform, you have to send an email before, like saying, oh hey, I want to perform for Jonathan or this other person, and they give you the spot if it's free, of course. If it's available, they give it to you, and you sing. So I met really amazing people there. Like, I adore them so much. All the people that I've heard sing are really amazing singers, like extremely good. I think I will, even though I was professional, I think I will never perform like in those classes to for Jonathan, because it's like, I think I would start crying. I mean, he's really good because he gives you the advice that you should take, like the real advice. He's honest with you. So that's the problem. He's way too honest, and he's kind of very strict and serious about it. So, for example, I remember the first class that I joined. 4 people performed, like sang, and I remember there was a girl that he, like the girl sang. So he said, all right, so you did this, and I think you should do it this other way, and this and this. So now do it again. And she was like doing it again, like she didn't even say the first word, and he was like, all right, stop. I said do this, and this, not this. And the girl was like, oh yeah, sorry, that's true. Again. She sang again, like 2 or 3 words, and he was like, no, stop it. I said you should do it this way, and this way. And the girl was like, yeah, I know, I'm trying. And then he said, all right, do it with me. And the girl was like, see, there you got it. But what's wrong that you don't do it with the song? And she was like, I don't know, I can't do it. And he was like, yes you can, okay, go. And I was like, oh my god. Like, he was like 20 minutes giving her feedback and explaining her what she needed to change about everything that she was doing. And I was there watching like, oh my god, poor her. Like, I was in her shoes. If I was in her shoes, I was like, I would be like crying already, I think. Like, I would get so nervous, like extremely nervous. But then, like, the rest of the people, he didn't give them like such strong and strict advice. Like, they could take it like very easily. So it was like even better. And the second class was also, I think it was like my favorite one for now, because I got to talk to him. And I was like so nervous. But I mean, it was like so cool. I would show a video, but I couldn't screen record it because I didn't think that he will, answer it like talking, because I typed it on the chat. So I thought that he was going to reply to me on the chat, and not like talking about it. And I was like, oh yeah, I'm Lucia. It's not Lucia, it's Lucia, but it doesn't matter. I'm Lucia for you. And I was like, all right, I mute myself. Yes, I'm Lucia, and yeah, this and this. And he was like, all right, great. Oh, something that I forgot to say. So people sing, and before getting to the other person, like the first person sings, and before going to the other person, he's like, oh, does anyone have questions? You can ask any question that you want. He answers. All right, let's go to the other one. And when they all finish like performing, he also does like a little Q&A at the end. Some people ask questions, some others don't, and so it's like not many people have the courage to ask the questions, and I understand them because I'm the same. I would love to ask him so many questions, but I don't have enough courage to do it. So that's why I've never asked him anything. But I would love to someday. Yeah. And the amazing thing about him is that every time that I have a class, I try to take screenshot, like with him next to me, like his face next to mine. And I post it all the time on Instagram, and I tag him, and he always reposts my stories, and that's like so wonderful. It's like oh, Megan too. Megan does repost my stories too. And when I posted a picture that I had with her, she liked the picture and she commented on the picture, and I was like, oh my god, is this really happening? Like, wow, we're best friends already. No, just kidding, of course not. So Jonathan's classes are like really good. I mean, he's amazing. I've taken like really good advice from him. I also take notes on his classes. Like, I take notes in every single class or Q&A that I have, because they give you a lot of advice. It goes like unseen sometimes, but it's actually there. Like, if you listen very closely and with a lot of attention, you will realize where the advice is. And I think that's wonderful, actually. This was from the first class. I didn't take like many notes that day. As you can see, it's like just one page and it's not even complete. But then in the second class, I think I took like more notes. Yep, it's here. So yeah, I took these ones, and I think it continues here. So yeah, I took like a lot of notes in his second class. I don't know, perhaps it was because I was like more awakened, I guess, and I was like paying more attention. So I guess that's why I could take like more notes, or perhaps he gave better advice and more advice. So yeah, I am actually really grateful that I had the chance to take all of these classes. Like Megan's class, for example, like I was like even more excited, and then the fact that I could take Jonathan's class, like I talked to 2 phantoms, like oh my god, and 2 Christines, and it's gonna be 3. Like actually Sierra, Megan, and Anna are like my favorite Christines. So I can't believe that I'm getting the chance to talk to the 3 of them. Like, I've only could talk to 2 of them, but I'm going to talk to the 3 of them, so it's like, oh my god. And like having you know, lessons with them, like masterclasses or private single lessons or acting, it's wonderful. Like, it's a really good experience. The problem sometimes is that some of them are like extremely expensive. For example, Anna's class wasn't cheap at all. I mean, it was kind of expensive, but she gave me a discount. So now we are at the end of the video. I hope that you liked my experiences and you found them interesting, I guess. So as always, I will pull out the like lesson first because I have it already here, and I hope that Taylor is watching this. So Taylor, if you're watching this, thank you so much again for the live lesson. So today's live lesson is gratitude practice. I never know if it's focused or not, but it says that gratitude practice. And now, something that I am grateful for, and you put in the comments, what are you guys grateful for? Please do it, because I love reading your comments. As always, I am extremely grateful for the arts, like, and also for my mom, you know, like my family in general, because they gave me the opportunity to take these classes too, because the classes are like always there, but the problem is money, and I don't work, so where do I get the money from? My family, they gave it to me. So with that money, I had the chance to pay these classes, and I'm really grateful for that. I'm grateful for my pets, and I'm grateful for you guys, and I'm grateful for my friends. I'm grateful for 𝗧𝘂𝗶𝘁𝗶𝗿. I haven't watched her video yet, but as always, her videos are like so inspiring and so damn helpful. So I'll watch it now. But yeah, I'm grateful for you all, and thank you so much for watching and for always commenting And well, not always, like not everyone comments, but those people that really do, thank you so much. I'm really grateful for you and for liking this video. So I hope you enjoyed watching the whole video, and I wish you the best. If you're having a really tough time, just know that this is not forever. That feeling is not forever. And remember that you are not alone and that you are enough. You're so enough. It's unbelievable how enough you are. So that phrase is I took it from 𝗧𝘄𝗶𝘁𝗁𝗿, just in case. She's an amazing person. Like, not just an amazing actress, but an amazing human being. She's the best, basically. So thank you so much for watching again. I hope you liked it, and I hope I see you in my next video. So yeah, thank you so much for all your love and support. Wish you all the best. Bye bye, guys.